Hi, Taurus. Welcome back to the revolution. Happy Taurus season. Happy birthday. Happy soon to be May. Early Taurians. Yeah. What does it mean to have Uranus in your sign now? You've been dealing with it so much already. If you're early Taurus, you've been dealing with it forever now because it's been in Aries. Now what? It's like it's been sitting behind you, and the person it's been sitting with has had a really hard time and has had to go through a lot of their issues because everything got switched up on them. You overheard someone's whole life being broken down and reformed. And now that person has come and sit next to you, or is about to. And early Taurians are like, okay, so if you're gonna do what you've been doing, I'm not really sure if we need you here, to be honest. And then there's the late Taurians who are like, bring it on, because they've been sitting a bit further away. Bit farther away. Well, further works too, because it is all proverbial, right? And they're like, okay, Uranus, all right, revolutionary, all right, let's do this. Full disclosure, Mercury in Taurus. Uranus, planet of revolution, comes into Taurus. Mercury is how you communicate. Mercury in Taurus, while Uranus is there, the speaker of the revolution. Appropriate. We like it, we like it. All right. 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Empress. Happy birthday. Beautiful. I'll show you the cards in a minute. Bottom of the deck so far, the Magician, the Lovers, 4 of Wands, and just in case you were wondering if that Lovers card is about a Gemini, it sure is, or someone else that's really giving you a headache. Remember, the Lovers card is not always about love. It can also be about treachery. So I'm going to take those 4 cards as well, and then we'll shuffle for some outcome. All right. Now, prosperity, 9 of Pentacles, prosperity, Ace of Pentacles, prosperity, the Empress. And in the midst of this, you have the 4 of Cups. Now, if there's anything that Uranus is going to come in and revolutionize for you, it would be this. Your lingering has always gotten in the way of your money. It's always gotten in the way of your abundance because it takes you out of your flow of life. It takes you out of caring about the quality of life. I think a healthy love Taurus has always put quality of life very high. But when you fall into the 4 of Cups energy, then it can be really hard to maintain a beautiful surrounding because your mind is just somewhere else. And we've talked about this before. The best way that I can explain to you now what this transit is going to do, and it's not just a transit because the planet will be there for a while now. The easiest, perhaps painful, and yet effective way to explain this to you is, let's take a second because it is your video and beauty is such a Taurian thing. Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer is the bomb, and B&H ring lights and whatever these lights are called. So shout out getting it together. Here's the best way I can explain it to you, because you can see how the 9 of Pentacles is a very obvious card of prosperity. You can also see how the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, right? The archetypal prosperity coming out of nowhere, kind of dumb luck sort of prosperity. good. And then the Empress, the culmination of it into a really established, not a queen, right? Ruler of an empire. That empire, the difference between an empire and a kingdom being that empires span what would have at one time been many kingdoms, but were taken over and absorbed into the empire. So where you start, Nine of Pentacles, and where you are going, Ace of Pentacles and the Empress. And what's standing in your way? The Four of Cups. Now, before we get to the next four cards, let me explain to you what this new energy in May, but also moving into, the next, let's say, the energy will change even though the planet is there. So let's say, at least for the next 2 or 3 years, this is how it's going to be. I read something today by a woman named Yasmin Mujahid, who I love her. I think she's wonderful. She's actually one of the people I listened to a podcast by her when I was super heartbroken, and it gave me so much clarity and so much peace. And I don't think I've ever thanked her for that, actually. So shout out Yasmin Mujahid, you're amazing. So I was reading something by her about, and this morning, and it just brought me to tears. Like I wasn't just in tears, I was like sobbing, and I was like, what is going on with me though? Oh, right, I have to do the Taurus video today. Okay, gotcha. So what she said was, I'm like preparing myself because I'm preparing myself because I don't want to cry. What she said was, and I don't even know why it's affecting me so much, is that when a door is open for you, it doesn't matter if you want to go through it. Again, the example of Jonah and Nineveh. Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh, but he had to go. So, he finally went. In the same way, when a door is open for you, it doesn't matter how you feel about it. It doesn't matter if you want to go through it. It doesn't matter whether you strongly believe you have a choice in it. You're going to go. Let go and be dragged, right? In the same way, when a door is closed for you, you can beg and plead in front of the door. You can cry and, do all the things. But if that door is closed for you, it will not open. And I pretty much understand that. I think I've always understood that. I know that. And you're probably all going, okay, that wasn't that profound. That's not the part that got me. The part that got me was that she said, stand at the closed door as long as you want. Memorize it. Appreciate how beautiful it is and how beautiful it was that you once walked through it or once it was open. If you have to stand there for a long time and mourn it and just be in love with the beauty of the door even though it's closed, then do that. And I'm reading this and I'm just like, I'm like, what is wrong with me? Oh. How many of us have doors that are just so beautiful? Oh my God, the door is so beautiful. Like, even though it's closed, I could just stand here looking at it like forever and it would be fine. Right? It's fine. It's a beautiful door. Take selfies with the door. Who cares? Who cares that it's not open? Who cares? Who cares? I love the door. I love the door. I don't want to hear it. And that's probably worked for like the past 7 years or whatever. That's cool. So, what Uranus does is that it comes in and it opens other doors. Now, the next part of what she wrote was, you can stand there at that closed door that is not going to open. And you can mourn it, you can grieve it, you can be in love with the beauty of it. Perhaps be in love with the beauty of the fact that it's closed. Some people really like that. But at some point, a new door will open. And, like, to reference the beginning of her statement, once a new door opens, no matter what you do, you are going to go through it. You don't have a choice. But you do have a choice between how long you stand at the closed door and how long it takes for a new door to open. Because it's not in any way healthy or productive to wrench you away from something that you're not ready to let go of. Whether you think that door will ever open again or not is irrelevant. You're obviously not ready to let go of the thing. That's why you resonated with what I said. Because you're attached to the door. Like I said, you can take selfies with the door. The door is so pretty. The door's shoulder to waist ratio is everything. Oh. Nothing. I'm going to the financial district later to have drinks. I don't even want to hear it. So, yeah. So, Uranus now comes in and goes, I don't drink. When I say I'm going anywhere to have drinks, I'm going to have ginger ale and stand outside and vape. So, yeah. What this new situation now does is it comes in like Tyler Durden. Uranus is a lot like Tyler Durden. You know Tyler Durden from Fight Club? I never pick up my phone. Tyler Durden. Yeah. So say, okay, here you are, Taurus. Good. I like this. So here you are. Standing at the closed door. Okay. Now, in a few days, in like 2 weeks or so, you're going to start hearing some footsteps. You're going to be like, oh, that's interesting. Who's coming, walking into my psyche? It's just me and my door that I love. Smile. Door of the day. And then a few weeks later, about 4 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, you will start to see the person who the footsteps belong to, and they'll probably look a lot like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. And then Tyler Durden will walk up to you and say, nice door. We could break this door down and use it for firewood. Burn this whole building down. What do you think about that? And you, gentle, wonderful Taurus, sentimental, soft, hold on to the love Taurus, are going to be like, okay. You're unstable and weird and you smell funny and you should go because this is not, it's not Gemini season yet. Like, save the crazy. Like, I know what I'm doing. This is my door. And Tyler Durden, Uranus, comes a little bit closer and gets really in your face and is like, no, dude, you don't get it. Look what we could do with this door. Matter of fact, look at that new door that just opened. And you look through the new door and you know what you see? All types of stuff that really scares you. Now, should it scare you? I don't know, but should. It's glorious. But it's not quite a smooth road. Remember, the person leading you is not the most reliable. Right? And what they're leading you to is something that is so sensitive for you that the last thing you want to do is be taking this journey with this guy. Why are you walking through this door with this guy? Is what you're going to be thinking for the next 7 years or so. What? Why does it have to be with that? What? I can't figure this stuff out with Jack. That's Edward Norton's character. No one gets that, but his name is Jack. No, because Jack doesn't know anything. Jack's boring. Anyway, so when Uranus holds open the door and shows you the new door you're going to walk through, this is where we're going. And May is going to give you a taste of that as well. We're going into this Empress energy. But between here and there, the trust factor that is involved with trusting an energy that is so unpredictable, the fear that you will have to overcome. Because when you first look through that door, you're not going to see the Empress energy. You're not even going to see the lovers. What you're going to see is chaos. You know how you guys love like beauty and settled and clean and home and domestic and Okay, so you remember what Tyler's house looks like? With the water and the shorting out of the electricity and the dirt and the grime, the old and the leaks and yeah, they live in a bando, which is a trap house, an abandoned house. Actually, is Tyler Durden the first person to trap out of the bando? I swear to God, if I was still in college, I would do a paper on that. That's cool. So his house is a mess. And why is his house a mess? His house is a mess because he does not believe Tauruses. Actually, homework. Watch Fight Club if you haven't seen it, because the next few years of your life are going to reflect it. You may as well brush up. He doesn't believe in the domestication of the human. How ironic to be speaking to the bull about this. Cows, one of the first domesticated animals, no? Because they are so friendly. And for all the vegans out there, what do we do to the friendly when they allow us to be friends with them? We rob and murder and steal. Rob, murder, poison. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. So Tyler Durden energy comes in and says, you don't need all of this. This is all really pretty, and I know you like this, and I know you're holding on to some very pretty door, but you don't need this. What you actually need is a fundamental reforming of your basic wants and needs and concepts. And it is very positive because you are starting out at the 9 of Pentacles in terms of self-image, and you are going into an Empress energy. So logically, just, boop, boop, boop. And there's the step up being the Ace of Pentacles and overcoming, the old door. Now, what I like about this energy for you, especially this month, is that, like me, being attached to something that isn't going to work can have its own sort of wonderful, addictive quality. And it can take a lot to move a bull. Thankfully, this energy is quite a bit more powerful than you and will be able to move you very easily. And that's a bit jarring. It's like when no one can pick up Thor's hammer, and so he's just really, confident in the fact that it's too heavy for anyone to move. That's kind of how you guys are. You're very confident that no one can move you. You draw a lot of strength from it, actually a lot of power from your steadfastness. And then when the guy they created, the AI guy, is able to pick it up, he's kind of like, so it's the same. This energy comes in and actually shifts you around and moves you up here, and you're not used to moving quickly that way. And it's jarring, but it's so positive. And so let's speak more about that. So it will look scary, it will feel scary, but I assure you it is very, very positive. The movie is just such a great analogy, because if you remember, before Tyler shows up, Jack's life is so miserable. He's just working this job where they're treating him so bad, and he's doing something that's very questionable morally, for work. He's over domesticated. He's buying stuff off IKEA left and right and kind of just nesting. And it is productive to the point of destructive. And I think you guys will understand that probably better than anyone. The Capricorns and the Virgos too. And that's when the Tyler energy shows up and just, breaks everything down, breaks the old door down, breaks all the IKEA stuff, blows up the apartment, does all the things that his view of society, that Jack's view of society has told him he needs to be and he needs to have. That is absolutely how you are going to feel for the next few years. And I think that Jack handles it in a way, aside from being, aside from the obvious psychosis that we're ignoring, he handles it in a very positive way in that he goes with it. And some would say, well, he doesn't really have a choice. You're right, and you don't either. That's what I mean often when I say I don't fight losing battles. I don't pick fights against the current of the Tao. That's idiocy. No one should do that. No one has ever won or will win. If you do that, it's because you don't understand the Tao. And if you don't understand the Tao, you don't understand anything. And what is Taoism? It's just the basic concept. You can be any religion and still believe in Taoism. It has nothing to do with dogma. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with a belief in something. Taoism is just about the force, the energy force of the world, and how it is a balance. And how it must always remain a balance. So, having said that, now let's talk about these very, very positive cards. Because what happens once Jack gets over living, what does he say? He says, after the first month, I didn't miss TV. He had no problem with the lights shorting out. He forgot all the creature comforts that only a month ago he couldn't live without and kept, compulsively buying. Everything about him gets stripped down. The things that he thought he really couldn't live without, it's all stripped down. There's actually a very Taurus joke in there too, when his apartment blows up and his refrigerator ends up out in the parking lot in front of him. And he says, how embarrassing. A fridge full of condiments and no food. And it's so indicative. It's such good writing. It's so smart because it's so indicative of what he's doing, which is this empty nesting, not empty nesting the way that we use it now, but this sort of hollow nesting, right? Where he's buying all these things and domesticating and decorating and all this, but he doesn't even have any food. He's not truly nourishing himself. And that vacuum is what creates Tyler to begin with. So now that vacuum for you, and there's no judgment. Again, they're domesticating and being into material things. It's a part of your nature and there's nothing wrong with it. But now Uranus is going to come in and show you a new way to do it. And the end result will be extremely powerful for you. However, the road there may not be the most rosy and smooth, right? So Fight Club ends up being this amazing thing that helps all these people. But the road between where they start and there is very bumpy. That's because breaking down someone's social norms and mores is incredibly painful for the individual. Now imagine someone coming in and breaking down all your social norms and mores, not only for, your society out here, but also your internal, and how the two coexist and interact with each other. It's so, again, in the movie where he gets the chemical burn on his hand, he keeps wanting him to submit past all dogma, past all fear, to the idea of not needing any of these things anymore. And it's only when Edward Norton really submits to that he's able to kind of ascend to the next level of what this sort of rule breaker energy can teach you, which is that certain things that you want, productivity, success, love, can only be achieved by first ridding ourselves in perhaps violent, painful ways sometimes, disconcerting, unsettling ways sometimes, weird ways sometimes, too blunt or too bold ways sometimes, that are just keeping our vibe from us, it's keeping us from vibing high enough to be these things. Now let's take a look at these as the major arcana that they are. So let me show you the cards, and then we can talk about it. So I'm going to pull an outcome card too as we look at them. And then the link for the extended is on my website. And I was in the New York Times. Thank you. You guys will like the photo. It's very like flowers and tree, all the stuff. It's in my living room. It was really cool. I had so much fun doing it. So yeah, it was in the style section. I think it's going to be in the style section this Sunday in print, but it was online last Sunday. And I'm doing a bunch of satsangs in August, and I'm planning them now. And it's going to be like Miami, Atlanta. Oh, I loved Atlanta. Miami, Atlanta, New York, Colorado, Denver, San Francisco, Oakland and San Francisco. I'm going to do 2. So all that coming up. If you have a space that you would like to participate or, go in on with me, let me know. Other than that, I just love you. I want to say happy birthday. Of course. You guys never get to go first. All right, let's look at these cards. I'm just going to turn off that light because it falls when I move the screen. 1 second. Hi. Okay. So, as you can see, there's very little standing in your way. But for you and your personality, it is significant. It is a significant hurdle, but comparatively to the energy coming in, you will not be able to stay with that old door. It is beautiful, but it will be broken up and used for firewood to light this beautiful fire. So there we are. Sorry about that, but that's why the cards are just getting rid of it early, because it's like, listen, we address it, we know it's there. Collectively, I mean we, you and I, we address it, we know it's there, and then, we move on. Sorry about that. Now, you can look at May as a mini reading for the entire time that Uranus will be here. And I'm so happy that the cards came up as positive as they did, because I was going to say it anyway. And then I was, then you run the risk of like people being like, oh no, but the tower. So I'm really glad that it's so positive. Although I was pretty sure that it would be positive. Not the easiest sign to change, but gosh, are you guys wonderful when you do. So not just when you change, but when you improve. And that's what you have to keep in mind. It will seem hectic, it will seem chaotic, it will seem crazy at times. But rest assured that this energy and these next few years, everything that's going to happen is for your benefit. It will only improve you. It may seem like destruction, but it will only improve you. Okay? So, improvement. May sees money, more stability, more deals, more recognition, more business being recognized by others who are in a place of fame or prosperity themselves, being offered more money by those people, being seen for your mental prowess. You are being noticed now, and you will continue to be noticed as the years go on. You are being put in a place of prominence. With that comes love, partnership, but also deceit. Be careful. With fame, intelligence, heightened intelligence that's already speaking to your ascension in many ways, you're going to attract people who are very dual. And although everybody is dual, you have to be really careful with this energy, because I've talked about this with you before. The Gemini energy, regardless of who is embodying it, is just very difficult for Taurus to stomach. It's very difficult. It's too fast. right? So as road signs, notoriety, taking your place, accepting the attention, accepting the newfound gifts, accepting the newfound deals, all of it. Be very receptive and open and positive about it because it's all really good. Then the Lover's card being the next road sign saying, okay, even more good things are coming, but just keep your head. Now, as long as you keep this particular character energy in their place, which is you prioritize yourself and then them second, and this energy will play games with you because they would love for you to prioritize them over you. And what's going to happen is you're going to do that, and they're going to love it and soak it up, and it's going to go to their head, and then they're going to go run off to somebody else and be like, oh, I liked you better when you were the way you were when I met you, which is another, which is code for saying before you poured all your energy into me and now you have none. Don't do it. Sorry, didn't mean to lecture you. But you have to be careful with this energy because first they'll pull you into wanting to do that, and then after they get what they want, they exhaust you and they know they've exhausted you, and then you no longer are a ready supply, and then that's annoying. Speaking as a Gemini, I know of what I speak. And I'm aware of how highly unfair what I'm saying is. I'm just spitting the facts, bro. All right, Four of Wands. However, if you keep this energy in check, and how do you do that? By putting yourself first. This is where your boundaries are being pushed. This is where you're pushing back. Not with anything in particular. You see, it's all about you. You're not pushing back with anything or anyone in particular. It's about you. It's about expanding your boundaries. Not pushing back one person, but everything. Expansion of empire. You understand? You're pushing everything because blooming, growing, love, prominence, skill, wealth, marriage, stability, celebration, love. Love, love, love. Partnered, partnered, partnered. Yes? So, once again, the door is beautiful. No one is denying it. The door is gorgeous, okay? But if it's not your door, it's not your door. And this lovely energy is going to come in and make you like it. Get ready. At first it will be painful and scary, and then it will be fun, and then it will be exhilarating, and then you will be powerful. So now let's come to the Queen of Swords. Now, one of the things that you will find yourself doing is you will find yourself using your horns a lot more during this time. And by this time I mean, again, this span of years. But especially in May. Especially towards the end of May when we come into Gemini season, your horns are sharp. And they will remain sharp because your intelligence is heightening. And it's heightening on a level that you can't readily control because you're just energetically being opened up to more because you're vibrating higher, right? So this planet comes into your sign and just descends. The energy descends on you on a DNA level. And you will be sharper whether you like it or not. So because you will not be able to control it, because it has to do with being concise and it has to do with how quick your mind will be moving. And all these different placements, right? The new moon, Mercury, all of it in your sign is about this heightened intelligence, this heightened need to communicate. And that's what I was getting to. A lot of times Tauruses will pull back and not communicate as much because your horns are sharp and you don't want to hurt anyone. And you've had, you're gun shy. You've had situations where people got really hurt by something you said. And now you just, you want to keep it to yourself. Taurus, we really need you to communicate during this time because the planet that is coming into your sign wants to revolutionize things that are really, really important for all of us. And you are the messengers of that energy. So if you don't speak up because you're afraid of using your horns, we all lose out. We need you to be, for the next 7 years or so, at the forefront of rehabilitating a system that is just falling apart globally. Right? In terms of banking, in terms of finance, in terms of real estate, in terms of pollution, in terms of laws and regulation when it comes to corporations, everything. There's so much that needs to be fixed, and the energy that is coming in for you specifically now is the one that is going to fix a lot of it, and it will do a lot of that through you. And yes, that will make you sharper, but it will make you much more effortless communicators, and you know what? We need sharp. You got horns for a reason, and right now we need them. So don't be afraid of your own self and your own intelligence and your own insight, because you will feel smarter and you will feel like speaking up more and you will feel the need to express the things that may seem really weird to people around you, but you're just not having them anymore. You're like, why is it like this? And why is it like this? And I'm sick of this. Say it. We need you to say it. We need you to communicate it. If you want to take your time, you want to think about it a little, that's fine. But this energy doesn't give you a lot of time. It comes in and starts just disrupting. But for you, that disruption is actually very good because you've been standing still. Yes? Good. Now let's do outcome card. Outcome card for May 2018. Taurus. It's always interesting to me how different the energy is, I guess like the static in the cards, depending on what you're asking or what you're thinking about or who's sitting in front of you. They hop around, they change. Sometimes they'll be really stiff and they don't want to shuffle. It's crazy. King of Pentacles, I like that. Page of Cups. So I noticed the Knight of Cups there. I saw. And now the Page of Cups. So a water sign energy here, a very earthy energy here, an air energy here. And this guy is just very charming. But now we have clarification with the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles, the World. Very good. Temperance, Knight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Death. So that'll be the extended. And then we'll pull some clarifiers. But Page of Cups. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll do some clarifiers and then we'll do bottom of the deck. You know, when you have so much new coming in, love becomes very attracted to you because you take on such a magnetic energy. There will be all sorts of propositions now. Many. Whoa, camera froze. What I was saying was I don't think you should take this energy too seriously, and the camera froze. So if you're a Taurus that's dealing with a Scorpio, don't mind me. But I don't think that you should take this too seriously right now. You have a lot to focus on, and the offers are going to keep coming, and the love is going to keep coming. And if it's this water sign, they're very persistent and they're not going anywhere. So I wouldn't focus too much on it because we know that when you focus too much on something, it has a tendency to crack. So don't focus too much on it. I think it comes up especially as a Page of Cups for that reason. All right. So we will clarify here the Magician, the Lovers, and the Page of Cups. And then we'll do a new shuffle. So let's do the bottom of the deck now then. King of Pentacles. This can be your preview to the extended, yeah? So then I won't do those preview videos. King of Pentacles, the World, Temperance, Knight of Wands, Death. All right, so now that these are out, the extended will start with clarifying the ones back here and then these. Good? I love you guys. Happy birthday. This is such a good reading. Even these cards are wonderful. Wonderful. Good to, yeah, we'll look at it. Don't focus on that. I love you guys. I will see you in June. All the links will be below. And I'll link the New York Times article too. Bye.